Hey guys, welcome back to the SMRT Algo YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to walk through the features of the SMRT Algo Pro V3, as well as how to use it, just to give you guys a basic rundown of the features of the Pro V3 indicator. I have the gold chart loaded up on the 1 hour time frame, and what you see on screen right now are the default settings when you attach the indicator to your chart. The SMRT Algo Pro V3 is an all-in-one indicator, meaning it has a ton of features, over 27 different features built into the indicator. It's highly customizable, meaning that you can turn features on and off, as well as customize each feature to your liking. So without further ado, let's click on the gear icon to load up the indicator inputs. And straight away, you'll see that we have our buy sell settings, which are on by default. You can turn the buy and sell labels on and off by clicking on this check mark here. And what you also notice is that we have the sell plus and buy plus labels. We have separated the signals into buy plus, and sell plus. What the plus basically means is that it's a strong signal, and that a normal buy without the plus is a normal signal. Now, does this mean that all strong signals will lead to profit? No, not exactly. Strong signals are meant to be used as an extra confirmation. As you can see on the chart, we have two strong signals. We have a buy plus signal and a sell plus signal, and both of them hit TP3 really quickly. Next up, we have the signal sensitivity compared to the SMRT Algo Pro V2, where the signal sensitivity was based from low, medium, and high. We've now added a much more customizable setting for the sensitivity, where you can set it from anywhere from 1 to 15, 1 being the most sensitive and 15 being the least sensitive. The lower the value, the more signals you'll get, and the higher the value, the less signals you'll get. If you increase the signal sensitivity up, you'll end up with signals that trend longer. For example, let's say I want to change this signal to 6, and I zoom out. You can see that we started our buy trade here, and it continued all the way up here with just one trade, rather than a couple of buy-sell signals. Now, this can be very useful for those who are interested in swing trading. For example, you want to hold trades over a longer period of time and capitalize on bigger moves, then a higher sensitivity value would be more suitable for you. For our scalpers out there or our intraday traders, you can use a lower value such as 1 and 2. We've set the default to 2 because we've found that this is a good balance between both scalping and swing trading. Next up, we have the moving average filter. This is our trend filter. So if we turn this on, it will filter trades based on whatever moving average you have selected here and the length, which is 200, and it will only print the signals that are with the trend. If you enter a lower value such as 100, then the indicator will base the moving average or the trend filter on a shorter length, meaning that the moving average will follow closely behind price. In this case, we have an extra sell trade here with a 100 moving average. This is just an extra feature for those who like trend trading, but I'm going to turn this off for now. Next up, we have the dashboard. So I'm going to turn the dashboard on by clicking on the check mark here, and you can adjust the dashboard size with the drop down here. And basically what it shows you is the current position, the current trend of the different time frames for you to make a quick top-down analysis. We can see here that our current position is a sell trade, and that we are on the 1 hour time frame, which is bearish. The 2 hour time frame is bearish as well, but on the 4 hour, the 8 hour, and the daily, we are overall bullish. Next up, we have the trailing stop loss. This is very self-explanatory. It acts as a trailing stop loss or a trailing stop loss guide for your trades. For example, if I entered this buy trade down here, then we can follow any of the ranges given to us by the indicator. And as price continued to go up, we could have followed our trailing stop anywhere along here. You can adjust the settings of the trailing stop if you scroll down. And down here where it says trailing stop loss, if you want to have a more loose trailing stop, you can click loose. Basically what it does is it increases the range between the top and lower values, giving you a more loose range for you to put your trailing stop. You can also set it as tight. So if I go to the trailing stop loss settings here and then click tight, it will do the opposite, where it will decrease the gap here, resulting in a very tight trailing stop. Next up, we have supply and demand, a very essential feature of our indicator, and one that is used by pretty much almost all of our traders. What you see on top here in pink or red is the supply zone, and what you see here as blue are the demand zones. What a lot of our traders do with our supply and demand indicator is they use it as an extra confirmation to enter trades. For example, they will wait for a buy trade here, and wait for a demand zone to be printed, a retest, and then they would enter that trade. Similarly, here we have a sell signal and you can target the nearest demand zone. Next up, we have our power moving average. It is our version of the moving average that follows closely behind price. It can be adjusted down here. You can adjust the length and the phase of the power MA. And what it does is it basically shows a short-term trend direction of price. For example, when price is above the power MA and it's blue, that means that in the short term, it is bullish. And if price is under the power MA and it's red, then price is short-term bearish. Next up, we have chalk or boss, which means change of character or break of structure. If we turn this on, it will show all of the internal structure breaks and changes of character. I will repeat this again. It shows the internal structure breaks and changes of character. I say this because next we have market structure, which shows the external breaks of structure and changes of character. If I turn both of these on, you can see the difference here. We have our internal break structure and then we have our external break of structure. Also, the market structure indicator prints pivot points on the chart. For example, you can see we have a higher high here printed as double H's, a higher low, and a higher high, higher low, etc. Next, we have support and resistance. Once again, very self-explanatory. It will print out resistance zones as red or pink and print out support zones as blue. What's great about our support and resistance indicator is that it also shows the historical levels. For example, up here you can see that although this was a previous resistance turned support turned resistance, we are still showing the zone rather than making it disappear off the chart so that you can factor it into your analysis. Next up, we have reversals. This is also very self-explanatory. It will print a red or blue diamond in areas where it is likely to reverse. For example, this zone here, we have a lot of diamonds printed, meaning it is likely for price to reverse. And shortly after that, we had a reversal. Similarly here, we had a lot of reversal diamonds printed, and then shortly later, price reversed, although it did happen a bit later. Next, we have our reversal bands. And if we turn this on, we have these upper and lower bands printed. When price is in the upper bands, it means that price is overbought and that we should expect a correction. And when price is at the lower bands, it is safe to say that we should expect a correction as well because price is oversold. Just because price is in the upper or lower bands does not mean a reversal is imminent. It just means that it's likely that price is exhausted and there may be a correction taking place soon. Next up, we have trend lines. It prints trend lines on the chart as well as a middle zone. What this middle zone shows is the equilibrium. If we're looking to sell, then we should wait for price to go back into the top part of the trend line, as it would result in a higher probable trade rather than shorting when the market has already been going down for a while and could be possibly due for a correction. Next up, we have the trend ribbon. The trend ribbon moves more with the overall trend, whereas the power moving average moves closer with price. You can think of the trend ribbon as a line that looks at the overall picture rather than through a magnifying glass. For example, we have a sell trade here, but price is above the trend ribbon and the trend ribbon is blue. It might not be a good idea to sell. However, we have a buy plus trade here and price is above the trend ribbon as well as it being blue in color, meaning that the trend is bullish, which adds another layer of confirmation to our trade. Finally, we have retest zones. This is a huge feature that we've added into the V3. What the retest zones indicator does is basically when we look at price and we see a buy signal or a sell signal and you don't want to enter at the first signal because there's just not enough confirmation, for example, what you can do is we can wait for price to break or move into our direction first and then retest when price returns to our retest zones indicator. Once we see some bullish momentum, for example, we have an internal break of structure here, we can look to take a long position here. Put our stop loss below the wick here, and you can set your target maybe 1 to 2, which would be around here. If I show you an example here with this buy trade, we have our buy plus signal. We can either enter here, which also counts as a retest, or we can wait for the retest zone indicator in blue, being bullish, and we can enter when price re-enters the zone here. In this case it does, and we have a internal break of structure here, and we can enter off this break of structure when price gains more bullish momentum and place our stop loss below the wick here, and we can target, let's say, 1 to 2 RR. Quick and easy. Now that's it for the indicator features. Lastly, I just want to talk about the take profit and stop loss settings. What we have on default is a hybrid mode. What this hybrid mode basically means is that it will have both the take profit entry and stop loss lines printed on the chart here, as well as these dots that you see, we call minimal mode. If you want just the traditional take profit and stop loss lines, you can set it to traditional and it will remove these dots. Or if you just want the dots and you want to hide the take profit and stop loss lines, then you can turn on minimal mode, which does just that. You can adjust the size or length of the take profit and stop loss with adjusting the value here. For example, if I adjust it to 4, it will increase the size of the stop loss as well as take profit levels. The TP levels are based on a ratio. For example, TP1 is based on 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio with the stop loss. TP2 is 1-to-2, and TP3 is a 1-to-3 RR. You can customize the indicator further by scrolling down, view the extra settings. Most members just tend to leave it at default. Now with this, I've pretty much covered all of the features of the SMRT Algo Pro V3. If you guys don't have access to this indicator, want to try it out for yourselves, all you need to do is go to the first link in the description below, click the link, which will bring you to our website, where you can learn more about SMRT Algo and what we do, as well as get access to our indicators. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.